2015 is a memorable year for Allen County, Kentucky. The county turns 200 years old this year. Plus, as you're about to find out, the county's newspaper celebrates a big birthday this year as well.
It's been in my family now since 1890. We are the oldest single-family-owned newspaper in the state of Kentucky to remain in the founding family. It's very unusual because newspapers are consolidated or taken over by other larger concerns, and it makes a difference because of the feel that a newspaper would have for its community. When somebody from outside comes and purchases it, they want to tell their stories. And here in Scottsville, we're totally independent, and the Citizen-Times has always told our stories.
And it was actually two papers at one point, correct?
Exactly right. It was the Citizen and the Allen County Times. And the Allen County Times was started in 1890. The Citizen was a little bit after that, and then the two papers were consolidated in 1918.
So outside of a stint in the Navy, this is pretty much all you've ever known, isn't it, as far as the newspaper business?
Oh, seriously. I was brought down here as an infant. My entire family was here. When I was a baby, my grandmother, grandfather, mother, and father were all right here. My very first job was catching newspapers from an old folding machine right here in this building, and my granddaddy paid me $3 a week for that. So it was, I understood the mechanics of the newspaper before I understood the journalism behind the newspaper. What we do makes a difference, and how we tell a story makes a difference. And if it's not right, one of us is going to meet the subject of that story coming out of the grocery store, and if we haven't been right, if we haven't been fair, we're going to have to answer to those people. We keep that in mind constantly, and we use that as our own credibility. Because we do it, and because we do it right, or what we think is right, we've been here for quite a long time. Scottsville and Allen County trusts us, and we hold that trust very, very dear.
Do you find it maybe, obviously it's a challenge to run a newspaper and keep it going, but do you feel like in a way that you're better off in a smaller town versus a larger city newspaper? Absolutely.
Now, we've seen a lot of our larger brethren all around the country change their scope, use pool reporters and things like that, and it's driven down their circulation. One of the things about us is we have a very dedicated subscriber base, a very dedicated advertiser base, and it's kept us, a community newspaper, still in the business. And other community newspapers around the country have realized that, and they've maintained community journalism as their primary focus. If you lose that, you'll lose the people that stay with you. We have one cover here that's the 50th anniversary, and it has photographs of my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my great-uncle, who were the heart and soul of the newspaper during those years. It was pretty important to us. There are several things that they talk about right on the front page that shows where they came from and where they hope to go. And I'm actually the fifth R. Pitchford to sit in this seat, from my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, my mother, and now me. It's quite a legacy, a daunting legacy sometimes, but still fills me with great pride. And I love Scottsville and Allen County, and I hope it shows in our publication.
Of course, you don't print the paper here anymore. Where do you print the paper these days?
Well, we print in a very large commercial printing operation in Elkton, Kentucky, which is kind of funny because Elkton, Kentucky is the home of the Todd County Standard, which was my dad's very first job after he graduated from the University of Kentucky. He had me while he was there. They had me, and then shortly thereafter he came back to Scottsville because Granddaddy wanted his grandson close. But the Todd County Standard was his very first newspaper, and It's now where we print our newspaper. We haven't maintained an actual printing press in this building since 1968. We changed our process from letterpress to offset printing, and then we went to another. We've been printing in other printing facilities since then.
Through the years, you've been here so many years, but have there been maybe a story or two, maybe three, that have stood out in your mind over the years?
Well, in my tenure, we've had several political races that have been pretty hot. We've had several capital murder cases that have been tried here. But mostly it's our sports coverage that has really been a lot of joy for us too. We've had several state tournament winners in all realms of sport. Our school growth has been phenomenal, and our coverage of school, sports, local government, the crime scene, very little at Scottsville, but the crime scene has kept us going and has been exactly what our readers want to read. So, yeah. Before I came here, of course, it was the war coverage. When Allen County people, the sons and daughters of Allen County went to war, this newspaper maintained their stories as well, told their stories, told the stories of their families, and told the stories of what the families were doing to help the war effort. And as I read the old newspapers, I go back through that and see what an incredible sacrifice that Allen County made, and how the newspaper got to cover that. And it's really neat to read. But you talk about Lafayette and the Macon County Times. Our families with the Gentrys have dovetailed through our entire journalistic and printing life. There have been times where in a disaster of some kind that the Macon County Times couldn't print. They came here and printed on our press using our equipment. There have been times where we have had problems and we've gone to Macon County and they've helped us out. The same thing with Tompkinsville. All of our little families have not only grown up in our own journalistic experience, but we've grown up with our surrounding newspapers as well. That means a lot to me, and it means a lot to my readers. We have a real purpose in community journalism, and that purpose is the community.
Just like it has been for the newspaper's 125-year existence, just like it will be in the future. Reporting in Scottsville, Barry Hyatt, NCTV.